Dr. S.P. Patil. In this video, we discuss about the constructive interference and destructive interference of light. Okay. So, before we start, the condition for the constructive interference and destructive interference, we should know what is meant by interference of light. So, first we discuss about the interference of light. So, for interference of light, 2-3 things are required. So, first one, for interference of light, 2 light waves required. Second thing, that 2 light waves having same frequency. Third thing required, that 2 waves, light waves, propagating nearly in same direction. So, propagating in same direction. Okay, and after that they are superimposed with each other. Okay, so the interference of light is nothing but there is 2 light waves having same frequency and they are propagating in nearly same direction. After that, they are superimposed with each other. That is nothing but the interference of light. Okay. Now, this interference of light divides into 2 parts. First one is the constructive interference, and second one is the destructive interference. So, initially we discuss about the constructive interference. See these figures. Okay. Now, constructive interference means what? When crest of one wave overlap with crest of other wave, or trough of one wave overlap with trough of other wave, then resultant amplitude or resultant displacement is maximum, then it is said to be a constructive interference. For example, if you consider this is plus 5 crust and this is plus 5 crust. So, resultant displacement or amplitude is like this. Okay, that is resultant amplitude is plus 10. Similarly, if we consider this is the minus 5 trough, this is minus 5 trough, then the resultant amplitude is minus 10. So, we can write like this. Similarly, like a crust, there is a trough. Okay, so this is about the constructive interference. One more time, I will explain. Constructive interference means what? If crust of one wave overlap with crust of other wave, or trough of one wave overlap with trough of other wave, the resultant amplitude is maximum, then it is said to be a constructive interference. Okay. Now after that, we discuss about the condition of constructive interference. Again, see these figures. Condition for the constructive interference we can discuss. like this. Now constructive interference takes place when path difference is equal to 0, lambda, 2 lambda, 3 lambda, like this. Okay. So 0 path difference means what? See, this is first wave, this is second wave. Now both the waves start from same point and that is nothing but the 0 path difference. Understood? Path difference 0 means what? Both the waves start from same point and hence it is nothing but the 0 path difference. Okay. Now after that, lambda path difference means what? We know that this distance is lambda by 2. Okay. This is the one wave up to here. The distance is lambda. Okay. Here also this is lambda. This is lambda by 2. Okay. Now lambda path difference means what? This, if we consider again, this is A, B, C. This A dash, B dash and C dash. Now lambda path difference means what? This first wave start from this point and second wave start from this point. Then situation is like this, A, B dash. Here also there is a constructive interference because here also there is a crust, here also there is a crust. So this crust is nothing but the constructive interference. Now if there is a B dash situation, then path difference will get lambda. See, that means this first wave start from this point and the second wave start from this point. So up to here the distance is lambda and therefore path difference is lambda. Okay. Now next, 2 lambda path difference means what? This first wave start from this point but the second wave start from this point. So situation is like this, A, C dash. Okay. And up to here the distance is, this is lambda, this is lambda. So lambda plus lambda is nothing but the 2 lambda. And therefore the path difference is 2 lambda. Okay. So like this. Or we can say that so on. Okay. Now after that, here for n number of waves, what we get? For n number of waves, we can write n into lambda. And here n is equal to, we can write 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Okay. If we put n is equal to 0, we get 0 path difference. If we put n is equal to 1, then we get lambda path difference. If we put n is equal to 2, then we get 2 lambda path difference, like this. So understood? So constructive interference takes place when path difference is 0, lambda, 2 lambda, 3 lambda and so on. Okay. Now after that, we discuss phase difference for the constructive interference. Phase difference. Now similarly, path difference, there is a phase difference, which is, we can write in terms of pi. Sorry, this is pi and this total distance is 2 pi. Total angle is 2 pi. Okay, now here also there is a 2 pi angle and this is pi angle. Okay, now say the phase difference for constructive interference is first 0, that is 0 path difference means both the, okay, so 0 path phase difference means what? See this, here also both the waves start from this point and therefore 0 phase difference is there. Okay, now after that phase difference is 2 pi, then 4 pi and so on. Okay, now 2 pi phase difference means what? This first wave start from this point and the second wave start from this point. Okay, now the same situation is there, that is A B dash situation is there. So up to here the angle is 2 pi and therefore phase difference is 2 pi. Okay, now after that 4 pi phase difference means what? This first wave start from this point and this second wave start from this one. So total up to here angle is 2 pi plus 2 pi is nothing but the 4 pi. Understood? So for n number of waves, we can write phase difference is equal to n into difference is 2 pi, or we can write 2 pi n. Here also n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Okay? Understood phase difference? So for phase constructive interference, phase difference is 0, 2 pi, 4 pi and so on. Okay. Now after that we discuss about the destructive interference. Destructive interference is nothing but when crest of one wave overlap with truck or other wave, then resultant amplitude is minimum, then it is said to be a destructive interference. Understood? Resultant amplitude, when it is minimum, then there is a destructive interference. Okay. Now, path difference for destructive interference between the two waves is lambda by 2. Okay? And optical path difference between the two waves is lambda. Okay? So, for n number of waves, the path difference we can write n lambda plus, okay? So, for n number of waves, we can write path difference is n lambda. So, for destructive interference, total path difference we can write n lambda plus lambda by 2, where this n is equal to, we can write 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Okay. Now, if we put n is equal to 0, then we get path difference lambda by 2. Now, if we put n is equal to 1, then we get lambda plus lambda by 2, that is 3 lambda by 2. Again, if we put n is equal to 2, then we get 2 lambda plus lambda by 2, that is nothing but 5 lambda by 2. So, and so on. Okay. So, this is about the path difference for the destructive interference. Understood? Now, after that, phase difference for destructive interference. Now, and which is in terms of path. So, here, instead of this lambda, we can write 2 pi. And this is pi. Okay, so phase difference is equal to. So here for destructive interference, phase difference between the two waves is pi. Okay, and optical phase difference is, or the optical, so here optical phase difference is 2 pi, and therefore for n number of waves, this phase difference we can write 2 pi n. Okay, so total phase difference what we get, total phase difference for destructive interference we can write 2 pi n plus pi. And here n is equal to, we can write 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Now here if we put n is equal to 0, then phase difference we get pi. Then if we put n is equal to 1, then what we get, 2 pi plus pi, that is 3 pi. Again if we put n is equal to 2, then 4 pi is there, 4 pi plus pi is nothing but the 5 pi and so on, like this. Okay. One more time I will explain about the destructive interference. So destructive interference is nothing but when crest of one wave overlap with truck or other wave, then resultant amplitude is minimum, then it is destructive interference. Okay, now we discuss about the path difference for destructive interference. Now, here if we see this figure, then it is observed that the path difference between two waves is lambda by 2, but optical path difference is lambda. Here I will give optical path difference between the two waves is lambda. Okay, so for n number of waves, that path difference we can write n lambda. Okay, therefore total path difference we can write n lambda plus this is the difference between the two waves, that is lambda by 2. Okay, so here we can put n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. So we get path difference for destructive interference lambda by 2, 3 lambda by 2, 5 lambda by 2 and so on. Okay, now we discuss about the phase difference. Now here if we see this figure, then it is observed that the phase difference between the two waves is, this is pi and this is optical phase difference, that is 2 pi. Okay, now for n number of waves, what we can write? 2 pi n. So this is for n number of waves. Okay, so total phase difference we can write, this is 2 pi n, and the phase difference between the two waves is pi. Okay, so here if we put n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, we get phase difference for destructive interference, we get pi, 3 pi, 5 pi and so on. So this is about the destructive interference. So one more time we'll explain in shortly. So interference of light is nothing but the when two light waves having same frequency and propagating nearly in same direction, then they are superimposed with each other, called as a interference of light. Okay, now this interference of light divides into two types. First one is the constructive interference and second one is the destructive interference. Now constructive interference means what? If crest of one wave overlap with crest of other wave, or trough of one wave overlap with trough of other wave, then resultant amplitude is maximum, then it is said to be a constructive interference. Okay, now the condition for the constructive interference is equal to n lambda. This is the path difference condition for the constructive interference. Similarly, the phase difference condition for constructive interference is 2 pi n. Okay, now after that we discuss about the destructive interference. Okay, now destructive interference is nothing but the when crest of one wave overlap with trough of other wave, then resultant amplitude or displacement is minimum, then it is said to be a destructive interference. Okay, now after that condition for the destructive interference is equal to n lambda plus lambda by 2. This is the path difference condition for the destructive interference. Here n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Okay, now phase difference means angle difference condition for the destructive interference is equal to 2 pi n plus pi. Okay, see here the phase difference condition for destructive interference is 2 pi n plus pi. Okay, now here if we put n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, then we get phase difference for destructive interference is pi, 3 pi, 5 pi, like this. Okay, so this is about the constructive interference and destructive interference. Understood? Thank you.